Y'all are in for a treat.
Yeah!
Oh, good. We have treats aplenty. This is the inaugural Baker's Dozen Dust Up. Never have we done a sports comedy format for our improv show. So you guys are in for a treat tonight. I have two competitive teams of improvisers waiting backstage, ready to show you guys what's up. They're going to be competing in earnest for your applause, for your accolades, and I have to say this up front. If any of our improvisers end up flirting with you guys in the first row, this is my official disclaimer. So they will be pandering for your support. Please shower them with your praise. So our first team, let me introduce for you Katie's Claire's. Recently seen in Theater 29's production of Sylvia, and let me tell you, her bite is definitely as bad as her bark. Amy the Fang At shooting guard, our resident chameleon, Cam DeAngelis. Forward, a mild-mannered radio personality by day, a risque improviser by night. Let me introduce Cody OCDC Joseph. At center, somebody whose stage presence is as grandiose as his size. Let me introduce Charles Big Papa. And finally, the director of the upcoming production of The Mousetrap and the biggest cheese of them all, my wife and captain of the Katie A. Claire team, Katie Fleischman! Katie's A. Claire will be one of the teams competing for your support. But what kind of competition would this be if we didn't have another team? So, let me introduce Graham's Crackers. At point guard. Big bad wolves out there, beware, because dynamite comes in a small package. Lisa, Little Red Riding Hood herself, Goldberg! And a little bit of breaking news for the Baker's Dozen. Let me introduce number 13 and a half, Hope Bun in the Oven Spicer! And Lisa, we actually have somebody on the Baker's Dozen who's shorter and smaller. So there we go. Number 1077. Somebody who has played my mom several times, Cindy Fraubluka. At number 7, at playing for Graham's Crackers at center position, and yes, ladies, he's single. My cousin, Corey Corgasm Fleischman! And finally, the captain of the opposing team. Let me welcome to the stage. Woo! It's time for a dust-up, it would seem. The captain of Graham's Crackers, Wham Bam, thank you, Oh, hello. Hello. Bonus bucks. So, can I have the captains to the court? So, captains, audience, and participants, I want a good, clean match. No eye gouging, no dinger jokes, and let's try to give them a good show. You guys are going to be scored for collaboration, you guys are going to be scored for entertainment, and you are at the mercy of your beloved audience. So bear that in mind. A couple of rules to go over at first. First of all, no performer can perform more than 3 times in the individual games. Some of the games will be for everyone. Those games do not count. Okay? Second of all, at the end of every game, the audience will determine who the winner of that match is by their vote and applause. Okay? So feel free to pander and do whatever you need to do to win their support. Don't believe it. Finally, I will reserve the right to assess penalties, technical fouls, and that sort of thing. Okay, so just bear that in mind, anybody that wants to work in an inappropriate R-rated joke. Finally, the audience is going to determine, as we said, the winner of the match. The winners of the match will receive 10 Baker Bucks. Okay, Baker's Bucks cannot be redeemed at any store. Right? They can only be redeemed with me. Hello. I like being the rep. So, without further ado, let's get this match started, shall we? We'd like to start with a game called Jump and Freeze. Good thing there isn't too much bad blood. So the way that Jump and Freeze works is that 2 performers are going to engage in some activity. The troop behind them is going to yell freeze, right? They have to freeze in those positions and then begin a new scene from those positions with each other. As the scene goes on, one of the troop members behind will yell freeze. Those positions need to be frozen. 2 new players will step forward, 1 from each team, and begin an entirely new scene based on those positions. So, Graham's Crackers, who do you nominate as tribune?
Okay.
Because this is an everybody game, this is not...
No. Yeah.
Hey, yes.
For applause, come on.
So, this does not count as one of the performances because this is an everybody game. Cody's going to step forward for Katie's 8 players, and what we need from the audience... What we need from the audience is an activity for Cody. Cody is lawn mowing and paying off. And we need an activity for Lisa.
Hopscotch.
Playing hopscotch. Freeze.
All right, now help Daddy get the beans off of the high shelf, and then you can put them in the cart.
I have to jump how high?
That shelf right there.
Daddy, that's really, really high!
It's okay. Go ahead.
Are you gonna give me a boost?
I'll catch you if you want.
Mommy's not gonna like this.
Yeah, we just won't tell her about it.
Freeze.
I can almost reach them. Don't stray too far, though. The stars, they're so close. Maybe if you... This is so romantic. It is more than I dreamed it could ever be. It's so silent and natural out here, and I feel like I've never been as close to nature as when I'm with you.
Freeze.
me some Vicodin. Just come over and put your knee in my back. I'm not going to do so. Oh! You okay? Yeah. Move. Just let me see that you're not broken. Okay. All right. Good. Down. Now you're ready. You're ready for the strip contest. Yeah. Where's the pole? Coming out with the chair.
I'm not touching you!
Well, I'm not touching you. Huh?
Dad!
Booger.
She's trying to touch me with a booger!
Dada!
What are you two up to?
He tried touching me with a booger.
I'm tired of your silly games.
And he started the game.
Why does Daddy always yell?
Joey,
Daddy,
did you hurt my precious little girl?
he did.
She's being a kiss ass.
No, he kissed me.
That's it, I'm getting your mother.
No, not mommy. She's gonna yell. Grace.
Going for one second.
What are you doing, Private? Why aren't you facing the right way?
This is my birthday.
There's no crying in boot camp. Drop back, give me 20. Go, go, go. What a sissy. Come on, my grandma can do better. Push ups together. Actually, those aren't that bad. Sir, yes, sir. Yeah. All right. All right, now we gotta clean the heads. We gotta go. We gotta clean them, and you're on toilet duty. Yeah. Fuck up, Private. What do we clean it with? Here's a toothbrush.
Reese. What's in the bag?
Go, Cody.
I've never done this before. That doesn't seem like
Not passing up champion board. I'm not denying it. So we're really going for this role playing here. I understand you like fuzzies. Sorry, I don't mean to offend you. This dragon costume's a little hot.
It's not your costume that's hot. It's mine.
Meow.
So get your dragon butt over here.
Grace!
Is that a cat? I think it's a cat.
Who's Line. So the way that Who's Line works is that two performers are going to take the stage and they're going to be carrying on a scene as usual. However, they're each going to be given two sentences, which I've written on these note cards. They have never seen these sentences before in their, well, I mean, they may have, but they definitely don't know that they're coming. And they have to work these sentences naturally into the scene. So, who do we have as tribunes, captains? Oh, the huddle. Very intense stuff. We'd like to take this opportunity to advertise Oscar Mayer Weaver. Kick your butt! And we need a location. Cindy and Pam, let's go with
Barbershop.
wrestling match in the wrestling ring.
Yeah.
You determine what kind of wrestling.
I've never jello wrestled before. Oh, well, yeah. It kind of looks like the time. I'm glad that it's green jello. It's my favorite. And then if it gets red. Yes. You're ready to give up now? Well, this is a good thing because that means I win. No, I don't think you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna give up that. I'm not gonna give up that easy. Wait! I have something to say. All right. Don't sweat the petty stuff and don't pet the sweaty stuff. Nice. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out here. I don't know, but I think those apples real well. It's long, yeah. Wait. Thanks. I remember something my coach said about when we got into this. Let's see, what was that? Who is your coach, anyways? So what the hell did that coach? Much. Okay. Life is a marathon. Sometimes you gotta wear Band-Aids on your nipples. It's like you read my mind. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we gotta be ready for round two. Let's just pretend that it's not okay. I think they'll know. Well, I don't see any reps. No, just this audience. They all look like a bunch of perverts. They want to have a platform for you if you call them names. Or maybe if I show them my You got instructions to do this because your coach must have liked you. Well, my coach gave me some instructions too before I came out here tonight. Graham, if you build it, they will come. Especially if they have Band-Aids on their nipples. Okay. So, if you can't breathe under jello, we tried that. And you have to have a snorkel. And I just plain forgot to bring that. So, well. Maybe one of the guys has a snorkel we could borrow. You think? Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I don't see anybody back there, but we could all. Come on, get back in the ring. Yeah, we could do that. Okay. And at the same time, I really need to tell you, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer winner.
Okay, 10 Baker Bucks, and that'll go towards helping their team as well as, you can buy baked goods from me later on. What kind of baked goods I will not say. So, as I hold my hand over your preferred player, applaud for whichever one you would like to win this match. So, on Katie St. Clair's team, Cam. And on Graham's Crackers, Cindy. As close as I can call it, I think it goes to Graham's Crackers. So 10 Baker's Bucks, and Cindy, it's not because of your Band-Aids. You have a wonderful personality. Next up is a game called Questions Only. This is for everyone. So, the way that Questions Only works is that both sides are going to face off, and one player from each will go head to head, engaging in a scene based on a location from your guys' audience suggestion sheets. The only trick in this game is that the only thing you can speak in are questions. Okay, so if anybody offers a statement as a question, or starts stammering, or offers a question that's just a bit of a dud or a restatement of what somebody else has already said, I will ding them out. I will be awarding points as this game goes along. So, for every ding out and every time somebody successfully stands in a seat. Okay, so for your guys' environment, you guys are going to be playing this game in a carnival.
It's not creepy.
How many tickets do you have?
Is this enough?
Do you really want to ride this ride?
Am I tall enough?
Do you have some platform shoes?
Can I alfalfa my hair?
No, I don't.
Are you ready for the greatest game you've ever seen?
Is the Pope Argentinian?
Isn't he Austrian?
Isn't he South American?
Don't you see I work at a carnival? You think I got a high school education?
Do you think this was a question?
Do you want to see the show or not?
Is the show rated PG?
What do you define as PG?
Is there anybody in there taking their clothes off?
Not anymore.
Have you ever seen a bearded lady before?
Would you like the bearded lady?
No.
Would you like some cotton candy, little boy?
What flavors does it come in?
Does this look like blueberry?
Is it gluten-free?
Are you a wimp?
Do you think I look like one?
No.
Got your ticket?
I need a ticket?
This ride costs 2 tickets. How many you got?
Does it look like I have any?
Think you're even tall enough for this ride?
Is this ride really scary?
Might make you puke.
Mommy, do we have to go? Don't you want to go? No.
Are you going to take your chance on the shoot 'em up, beat 'em down,
How much is it going to cost?
and more than you have?
Can we go in the bumper cars? Do you really want to go on the bumper cars? Can we go on the Ferris wheel? Do you want to go on the Ferris wheel? Can we go on the one that spins upside down and makes Can you decide on a ride? Do you really want to eat before going on a ride? How many tickets you got? How many tickets do you need? Are you trying to steal my tickets? How many tickets do you have? Hi, little kid. Would you like a balloon animal? What balloon animal would you like?
Why are you so scary?
Do I really look scary?
What's on your face?
Do you not like my makeup?
Are those teeth?
Do these look like teeth?
Are you like a ghost or something?
Don't I look nice?
It's really not working for me.
Would you like a churro or a hot dog?
How much do each cost?
How much you got?
What health grade are you guys?
Do you need to know?
Isn't that supposed to be public knowledge?
Are you cops?
Can we take about 3 steps down?
Why don't you come over here?
Would you tell?
Do I need to know?
Can I tell you something?
Why'd you take a churro?
Do you want to know a secret?
What's the secret?
I just stole your churro.
In that head-to-head matchup, it was close there, but Katie's A-Clairs had the most knockouts.
But I got a churro that was invisible.
That's the only thing that matters. You can't. No amount of baker's bucks can make up for that amount of optimism.
I'll trade it for 10.
Deal.
I don't need to grab people.
Aw, draw.
You're welcome.
Deal's a deal.
Terrible for that.
And it's not gluten.
All right, next up is a game called ABC. So the way that ABC works is that two players are going to be engaged in a scene. The only catch is that each alternating line needs to begin with the subsequent letter of the alphabet. So if a person begins with the letter A and says something along the lines of, "Artie, what are you doing down there?" The next line would have to begin with a B. Something along the lines of butt painting. So let's hope it doesn't turn in that direction. So who do we have for this game? We have our captain, Katie, from Katie's A-Clairs. I think this suggestion might have come from my sister, but you two are in a dance studio. Oh, and your letter? Who? What should their letter be?
Q.
Q. You are quite welcome.
Oh my word.
Use it. You can use it. I'll just deduct points.
Quite an experienced you are. Really? Think so? Stop. That's just, their form is all wrong. How about tap? Tap? Unless you have tap shoes on, don't tap. Very well. Well, let's just start with some simple breathing. breathing exercises. I don't think you're quite ready for Glaze yet. Is that a xylophone? Xylophone. Yes, that's for our modern class. Absolutely. Now let's go ahead and try just doing our breathing, right? Breathing. Correct. Don't you feel better now?
Do you feel a little bit? There's no noise. You don't like it.
Exactly the sort of place we want to be, so it's nice and humid, so we don't stick to the floor. Fancy. Real nice place. Great. Okay, so now we're gonna start by pointing our feet. So go ahead and point. No. How's that? I really don't see you being a dancer, to be honest. I'm really sorry. Just say it, why don't you? Okay, I don't think you need to be a dancer. Lame. This place is lame. I want my money back. My mother created this establishment and we have a no return policy. No return policy? Because broke. Only exceptional dancers come here. He came here? Wet by our head, I always say.
On Graham's Crackers! Ladies St. Clair! Ladies St. Clair's Maya Hair! So, this is a really excited. All right, who says the points don't matter? I'm exhilarated here. Next up is a game called Bartender. And this is actually a game that the referee is going to play. So the way that Bartender works is that two players are going to come up with personal problems based on your suggestions. And as it happens in, well, basically Piano Man, the song, right? Except not a piano man, a bartender. People come to these bars with their personal problems, and the bartender is then tasked with solving these problems. The only catch is, the problems and the solutions have to be sung spontaneously, okay? Like me? So, who are our performers for this scene?
Cody!
Cody and Corey. Okay, so, Cody, your personal problem is constipation.
I think I can work with that.
And Corey, yours is that you're addicted to biting your toenails. I can't make this stuff. So,
Because y'all did.
Somebody else did.
y'all did that. So decide whichever order you guys want to go in there. And I'm going to get my bars. Oh! Hello there, partner.
Hey, how's it going?
You seem to be in a lackadaisical kind of mood. What can I get you for?
Well, I need myself a drink because I got something I can't take my mind off.
What do you fancy?
I don't. Sorry. I mean,
Is that one of them fruity Yankee drinks? You come down here ordering a bite of a toenail and this kind of establishment, so?
give me a shot of whiskey and I'll tell you all about it.
There we go. That's a dance drink right there. I'm a hash You're very Now, what seems to be troubling you?
You see, I've got a problem that's quite unique. I have an addiction to the things on my feet. It's quite a task to get it up here. so I can nibble away and not seem too queer.
It seems you got a problem that's beyond the pale, 'cause you like to dabble and nibble your toenail. But the solution's not too far from here. Bust one of those bad boys off, chew it up, and wash it down with a beer. You're flexible.
My sort of predilection. Thanks for the advice.
You're quite welcome, sir.
And the beer. It complements the toenails well.
It's a little southern hospitality for you. Oh, well, you look to be in a little bit of a fit. What's going on there, young'un?
Coffee. Make it an Irish coffee.
Irish coffee, you got it. I knew there was a reason I opened this place up at 10 in the morning. This coffee is nice and fresh. I only made it 4 days ago.
Good, hopefully that'll help.
Some Bailey's Irish cream. It's nice and strong when it's solid like that. And some whiskey. There you are. All right.
Hopefully it helps.
Helps with what?
Well, you see that it's been 3 days and I don't know what to do. Every time I'm on the toilet, it seems I just can't poo.
I got stuck there, huh?
I sit there all day on the head and nothing seems to work. I'm worried that when it finally does, I'll be sitting in my bed. Oh, it'd be terrible.
That's a mess right there. Yeah, it's kind of like cleaning up the bathroom in this establishment. Ooh, I don't go in there anymore. I just go out into the back. Well, I don't know what to tell you, young'un, but it's like my nanny used to say, you can't do nothing with a turd that's crossway. Might try some X-Lax, though.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think that coffee worked.
Oh, there, don't sue me! Alright, so in our showdown, please show your support if you would like to support Cody! Corey! He almost dislocated his hip. So, Grams Practice gets the points. And ladies and gentlemen, before the final game of halftime, I am thrilled to inform you that we have a tie. One is Baker's Bucks. So we have one final game to determine who's going to have the lead going into halftime. Next up is a game called Foreign Film. And the way that foreign film works is that we have 2 gibberers, one from each team, and 2 translators, again, one from each team. The gibberers will be performing in a fictional film that is in a foreign language. The translators are tasked then with translating their gibberish into actual English for the viewing audience. So, the fictional title for the film, oh, let me wait. Who do we have as our performers? All right. Oh, Captain Graham, you guys are translating, right? The gentlemen are, oh my goodness. What can I say? The whole trip is going on this. This is going to be quite the match. All right, so the fictional title for their foreign film, Stephen King's Not It.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
But it's a dancing clown.
Blanche, hey Bob, hey Labaji.
But my father was killed by a dancing clown.
Suck it up.
I can't get past it. The clown shoes and the big red nose on my dad with no eyes.
That does sound frightening. If only we weren't stuck here in northern Maine.
Maine does suck.
Can I tell you the secret though?
The secret to breakdancing?
We all float down here.
Applause for your favorite pair. First up, Graham and Lisa. I'm gonna have to call a tie. 5 Bakers, 1 So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie going into halftime. Join us again in 15 minutes. Enjoy some concessions. You guys go hydrate for what's sure to be some of the most intense competition you all have ever seen. Thank It's a dead heat going into the second half of our first inaugural Baker's Dozen Dust Up. 25 Baker Bucks to 25 Baker Bucks for our two teams. Please, audience members, I know you have your allegiances, but we do not want any kind of fighting or brawling in our stadium seats, okay? This is a family The first game of our second half is a game we call New Choice. And the way that New Choice works is that two performers are going to take the stage, and based on a suggestion from you guys, they're going to be in a particular location. However, the catch is somebody is going to be operating the dinger. That would be the referee. The dinger. Every time the dinger sounds, the performer who just spoke or gestured has to offer a new line of dialogue or a new gesture or a new action, whatever the case might be, until it pleases the almighty dinger. Who are our performers? Cody and Lisa! This is easy now, easy now, easy now. Save it for the game, save it for the game. All right. Graham, you are so much more than a prop. Your environment is a sports arena of your choosing.
Sports are when two
I know what sports are.
Oh.
remember, UCLA, what are they ranked again? Oh yeah, not as high as USC. They call him the chosen one, but he's really more
Okay, and where do you think you're sleeping tonight?
Didn't think far ahead. Go, what are they, some sort of dumb-looking bear thing?
Call. A dumb-looking bear?
No, he's a wonderful earth sign masterpiece. He's a wonderful, beautiful bear. He's the best mascot ever. Go UCLA. Sorry.
You need some Tums? You're a little upset?
On the Tums.
You need some Pepto-Bismol? You need some antitoxin?
Give me some Xanax and I don't care. Oh.
How do you think that's last in this marriage?
Hey, that was a low blow. You know, I put up with your crazy mom.
What else did he put up with?
You know, I put up with your dad even though there was literally a shotgun at our wedding. You know, I put up with your crappy boyfriend even though... I put up with you having a boyfriend. I pretend that I don't know.
Honey, you knew that wasn't part of the prenup.
New excuse.
You'd like me to be satisfied.
Well, this is going to be a tough one. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen an improvisational match come close to drawing blood. And I think we were pretty damn close there. So, do you vote for USC Trojans? Or the UCLA Bruins? I hear a loud Bruin roar. 10 points for the Crackers.
The Bruins have to win something against this.
I'll take it.
I would deduct points if you guys had more. Next game we have is genres. And this is a game that your referee is going to participate in because there's an odd number of players. So the way that genres works is that 2 performers are going to be chosen, 1 from each team, and they are going to begin a scene based on a suggestion from you guys. I'm going to jump into the scene and then there's going to be a conclusion of some kind. After the scene concludes, we're going to reenact the scene in 2 different genres of theater, film, or television, okay? So who are our 2 players joining me? Amy! Band-aids away! Distracted by the band-aids.
Or horses.
So, your location is an operation room in the OR. Okay? So, go ahead and begin the scene, and then we will do the scene again in a couple of different genres.
I'm sterile. But I thought that's why you called me in here. Dang it! What's wrong with them this time? Well, You're the doctor.
Go get that syringe over there.
What?
This really long one?
What? What?
Turn over. Gonna take both.
Okay.
This hurts worse than the sterilization!
Okay, I'll do that one.
All right. So our two genres, and we can decide which one. Excuse me, I'm still tender. Our two genres. We're going to be doing teen melodrama.
Yes.
So think of Rossi, Beverly Hills 90210, Riverdale. That sounds like a place in Middle Earth.
Archie, Jughead.
There, okay, there you go.
Only if the elves are moody.
And then our other genre is Western. So Western or teen melodrama first.
I missed my period.
Oh my God!
What am I supposed to do? Do you really think I might be pregnant?
I don't know if you're gonna with that thing over there.
It looks familiar. I don't know. It mentioned that party last weekend.
Into you.
Oh my gosh, I really hope it's Brad's at least.
Brad? Hold on a second. I was in a coma, Becky. Are you preggo? I'm sterile. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
He was not supposed to know.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Oh, you guys are lucky that I have.
We'll go back in medically induced coma.
Oh, you're so lucky I haven't moved my legs in 4 months. I shall have my revenge on you.
That's not all, you haven't moved.
I got 2 guns.
Let's go shooting then, okay?
Do you want one of my guns or you got your own?
I got my own right here.
Good, we're gonna need it.
Wow.
Well, we're going to shoot.
Scary when we're out shooting.
We're in the Wild Wild West.
Oh, must be Joshua.
Yes, the Wild Wild West.
Excuse me, little ladies. I see you're about to go shooting. Let me give you a little cautionary tale from your buddy John Wayne. Little did people know I walk like this for a particular reason. It was a ricochet.
Are you sterile?
I think we need to sort him out of his misery.
I think so.
Wait, I'm just a ghost. I'm just a ghost. Oh, it hurts to die a second time.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab the knife.
Okay.
Knife. Oh no, don't kill me a
All right,
third
here it
time.
is. Let's do this together.
No, please. I'm John Wayne. Remember the quiet man.
Shut up!
Going to definitely be close, so cheer as loudly as possible for who you want to win. Amy! Cindy! I think we're going to have to go Florida on this. We need a recount. Cindy! Amy! Ooh, I have to give it to Amy by a bang. All right, so our next game is a game called Ding and Sing. And the way that Ding and Sing course, is that it's much like New Choice, except that two performers are going to be engaging in a scene. Every time I ring the dinger, they switch to musical mode, and they have to start singing their dialogue. When I ring the dinger again, they switch back to regular spoken dialogue, and we go back and forth as the game progresses. So, who are our two performers? Battle of the Centers. This is Shaq versus Yao. Alrighty, so your I hope you guys are Star Wars nerds. Your location is the Death Star.
Have you been feeling anything strange? I've been seeing a bunch of stormtroopers running down the hall here, and I feel like there must be something going on, but we haven't gotten any comm signals.
Well, I wouldn't be too worried about that because stormtroopers are always running and shooting and not hitting anything.
Yeah, I really don't even know why we bother keeping them around anymore. I should put a word in with the boss. The boss! The boss. The one who does that thing. You don't want to happen ever, ever.
One who's dressed black?
I feel like work ethic's been really low around here. Nobody's trying to get anything done. Everybody's missing. People are sneaking around. I heard there's this thing about an exhaust vent that I don't even know
I
what to
wouldn't
go
worry
into.
about it. It's only about the size of a womp rat. It's the size of a womp rat. I couldn't hit that in a million years.
Neither could I must agree. But what do we know? With all these fees, they charge $1 billion for this place.
And they always make us wear those stupid helmets. Can't see anything.
You think they could have a better budget there too?
Yeah, I mean, they have those light thingies, and they have the light thingy. Cuts people in half, and if you're not careful, it will cut you, and cut you, and cut you like that.
I've heard those things. I really wouldn't worry about it though. I mean, come on, we're too important. We're not expendable whatsoever.
Excuse me, expendable pilots of the Death Star. All stormtroopers have been evacuated due to our meltdown situation. But please know that your families, should you have them, will be compensated kindly. Thank you for your service to the Death Star. And have a good afterlife.
I told you that exhaust vent must be a problem. It's a good thing.
Just the size of a womp rat! What kind of idiot would put up an exhaust vent into space? I mean, come on, people! Why would you do something that's freaking stupid?
Please, I put all of my money into my family's health care insurance plan.
Poor faceless pilots. They have families too. And funny comments too. So, vote for your favorite performer. Is it Corey? Charlie came out ahead on that one. Okay, so as of right now, by my tally, we have Katie St. Clair's with 45 Baker Bucks. And Graham's Crackers, not far behind, with 35 Baker Bucks. It's still anybody's game. Up next is one of our more competitive games. It's called Slow Motion Olympics. And the way that Slow Motion Olympics works is that each team will pick one Olympian and one commentator. The Olympians will be competing in a sporting event based on a household activity or a chore. However, they will be engaging in this household activity in a competitive way, but in extremely slow motion. It will be commentated by our sports broadcasters, also chosen one from each team. So who are our Olympians?
Cam.
Hope and Cam. And our commentators. You guys have some broadcasting experience by chance? Okay, so the sporting event that we are going to be watching is raking the backyard. A perfect autumnal earth, right? So, raking the backyard, go right ahead.
All the leaves everywhere.
Exactly. Domesticated leaves.
And welcome to ESPN 32. I'm Bob Ticonderoga. With me is Nancy Powers. And welcome to the World Championship Backyard Raking Competition. Well, Nancy, we've got a great day of competition ahead of us, wouldn't you say?
I do say so, and we have two great competitors here. On the left, we have Olga. You're right.
Maybe you're right. Watching at home.
And on the far right, my left, your left. What? Somebody, okay.
That's your left if you're watching at home.
No, I forgot her name. What is this?
Oh, that's Nancy Drew.
What did Nancy draw?
I'm not sure. She spends her spare time drawing the little French girls like in Titanic. As we can see here, the competition has already turned violent. This actually happens quite more frequently than you would think.
Well, that escalated awfully fast.
Yeah, it took about 30 seconds before they were going at each other. Let's go ahead and freeze the action here. Let's reverse it about 30 seconds to when they were actually raking leaves. For those of you at home who might have missed it.
I see the use of the technique.
They started off very strong. You see, Nancy's gone with a weird one with the metal fan that you see.
I don't know what the technical term for that is, but I like the fan that you see.
Yeah, you'd think we'd know being professional commentators, but nobody knows what that thing's called.
And there comes the foul motion. Do we have a referee on the scene? No referee.
And he's blown the whistle. Had a competitor who's been ejected due to an impalement of Nancy.
By the other competitor, Olga the Great.
Olga's known for her really rough and tumble style, but this is new even for her.
I don't believe Olga is going to let herself be ejected.
Now Nancy here, she's sticking with it, even though she's literally holding her guts in with her left hand. She's still raking with her right. That's a level of tenacity that you don't often see in the world of raking.
The red color of my blood mixes so well with the color of
Yes, it's really got a beautiful palette, wouldn't you say?
Maybe we should talk about
Nancy's showing that grit that she's known for.
Let's freeze frame it. Let's go over and analyze this.
Yes.
See, here we have Nancy in the studio.
And Olga Looks like he's getting in ready to make some sort of judgment. Let's leave it paused for just a moment. And let's go ahead and
leave it pause.
10 seconds?
5-second rule? I think we should unpause it.
Okay. All right, and we're going again. The ref is entering into the game as Olga continues to just throw leaves and detritus all over Nancy Drew. And that's it.
Ref blows the whistle!
It is over. The final ref has called the match in favor of Olga. I think he really enjoyed watching her stab.
Nancy was robbed and stabbed. She seems to be dead.
She's dead, yeah.
All right. Now, don't let mortality fool you. Just because you die in a scene doesn't mean it disqualifies you. Okay? So remember that when you're voting, just bear in mind. So we have two pairs. Go onto your team sides.
I think that ref was on the tape.
The ref just didn't want to get killed, and he knew that his SWAT gear was no protection against Olga.
No.
So, if you are voting for this pairing, please applaud loudly. One more time. That sounds like a tie to me, everybody. That's 5 points each. So, it is going to come down to our last few games, it would look like. So, we have with 40 points, Graham's Crackers.
Yay!
50 points. Oh, shots fired. We have Katie's Eclairs. We have a few games left to help decide this for us. Our next game is Irish Drinking Song. So, the way an Irish drinking song works is much like it you see in Whose Line Is It Anyway? 4 performers are going to step forward and line by line with a rhyme scheme, hopefully, they will compose an Irish drinking song. One performer gives one line at a time as they move down the line. So, you guys are going to be singing an Irish drinking song about you were left at the altar.
Oh, man.
So the left at the altar Irish drinking song. Or yeah. Or whatever ritualized space you would like to title it. I don't know what you're into. So the Irish drinking song left at the altar, the ultimate form of drinking. Oh,
Idy, 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 idy. Oh, idy, 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 idy.
Supposed to be happy.
You don't propose to be sad.
I got left on my ass.
And now I'm really mad.
I can't believe he did that.
What a been, what a really bad.
Here I'm left in my wedding dress.
And blah, 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 blah,
Oh, I paid for the wedding.
I really looked real swell.
I looked beautiful in my dress.
The food was good as well.
The bride didn't show up.
I really began to worry.
I started crying.
And soon without a scurry. but it didn't turn out so well.
And so I took a nappy.
My family had all flown in.
And now I'm all alone.
My friends are starting to hate him.
And I killed him to the bone.
So now I'm on the rebound.
I'm looking for a mate.
And if they leave me one more time,
I'll never be real great.
I hope that I'm happy real soon.
Or else I'll end with cats.
well, there's nothing wrong with pussy. Cats!
I'll just eat Haagen-Dazs until I'm fat. Bob Dylan would be very proud.
Go Rhymes would give Lord Byron a run for his money.
He wouldn't know if he didn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah, they started drinking early in Ireland, I guess. So, if your preference is with Graham and Lisa, please applaud. And how about Katie and Charlie? I think I gotta give that to Graham's Crackers. Which means yes! We have a tie. So, it's sudden death with a little game we like to call World's Worst. Okay, World's Worst is a game for everybody. I will be keeping score as I go. Each team is kind of free if they have many ideas to get those ideas out there. So each side is going to be presenting you guys with the world's worst example of a given category based on your suggestions. And then after that, we have one final coup de grace to perform, dealing with some props that we will lay out after World's Worst has gone on for a little while. So, the first category you guys are going to be providing the world's worst example of. And remember, I'll be scoring as you go. So make sure it's funny and make sure you get your ideas out there. So we need world's worst NASCAR driver.
Look, Mom, I'm finally doing it. The first blind NASCAR driver.
All right. Oh, we got another one. Go ahead. If I say I'm sorry really nice, will you come and do your job?
Give me 5 points. What do you guys think?
Okay.
Bonus job.
Bonus job.
Yeah? What do you mean I need to shift gears?
It's been on the whole time.
All right. World's worst substitute teacher.
It was the summer of 2000. And
I'm going to make America great!
We present to you now a 4-hour opera in 5 acts entitled Waiting in Line at the DMV.
I want to eat my toenails.
I'm glad he's coping with it. You gotta turn your pain into art.
except that's for step recovery.
World's worst. Oh, all right. World's worst fortune to get enough fortune.
You suck.
Yeah, bad.
Say goodbye to your loved ones.
Help! We are trapped in here. This is not a joke. I live underwater. Please help. Here, babe, here's yours. My period's late. Like, it's true. Please try again later.
All right. Now, for our final category of World's Worst, we are going to do a little something we did a couple of shows back. We're going to use hats and props to deliver World's Worst online dating profiles. So, let's bring forth our hats and props. Our performers have not had a chance to see them, except for our captains who helped me to bring these out. So we'll lay these out so the troupe can kind of see what we're working with. Again, this is completely random for the troupe. They're going to be taking a gander at this, and we'll do a call and response kind of thing. As of right now, we are still tied. You guys each got 11 Baker's bucks for that, so it's a dead heat. This is overtime. So, whenever the first performer is ready, World's Worst Online Dating Profile.
Hey boys, I can blow more than this horn.
Howdy, ladies. I'm here to lasso your hearts.
That was sweet.
Please, don't let the name Tiny Tim fool you.
If you date me, I'll let you rub more than my lamp.
I look like a fool, but I'm a fool for you.
With a little bit of fairy dust, we can fly together.
You really bowl me over.
What happened?
Don't worry, I always have protection.
Well, you know what this is for.
Hello. I really am looking for the man with 6 fingers on his left hand. Yeah.
Wanna go for a ride? I'm green. I'll show you a banging good tag.
I promise you, I am not sleepy.
You got band-aids for all the rain.
Don't worry, I don't have any problems with my sword.
I'm going there.
You know what they say about a man's sword?
What?
I'll tell you later.
After the movie, we can come back to my place and do some fan fiction.
I can milk more than just cows.
Woo! We're in Dirty Dozen territory.
In Russia, we don't swipe left. Phone swipe you. That's more than my dog.
Are we in the Amazon? Because I can find your jungle.
All right, one final.
Oh, trust me, I'll shiver your timbers.
Well then, I hate to break it to everyone,
Are we tied again?
but you are tied again. And I'm not even going to try to break this tie. The first inaugural Baker's Dozen Dust Up ends in a casket. And we have one final game for everybody. As the troop reforms and the teams are no more, we are going to all join together for one final game of Last Line Jump and Freeze. The way that Last Line Jump and Freeze works is much like regular Jump and Freeze, but in addition to assuming the positions of the previous players, you also have to take the last line of the previous scene and use it as the first line of the new scene. So, 2 people to start, any 2 people, same team or not. Hope and Cam. And your first line is, I want to learn more about wormholes.
I might learn more about wormholes.
Okay, you applied to MIT.
Yeah.
And you're going to study in astrophysics.
Yeah.
And you want to learn more about wormholes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stephen Hawking is my idol.
Okay.
But
I
I
have
can
a
walk.
special chair for you.
Really?
Freeze, I have a special chair for you.
I have a special chair for you.
I know, it's the electric one. Just make it quick. I don't have any regrets.
All right, now do you have anything weird in your blood system that we should know about before we flip the switch?
Oh, I've had about 400 cavities. I mean, you should really see some sparks.
All right. Well, go ahead and have a seat, and we'll try to make this as
Oh, you got a cushion or something? This is really uncomfortable.
self-moving
Texas, we don't check out.
It's because I opted out of the last meal, huh? That hunger strike really came in handy.
Yeah. All right, try him there. All right, this is only gonna hurt a lot. Freeze.
This is only gonna hurt.
Can I take the ball gag out?
But the ball gag, it's iconic. And we always said that if we were going to get into S&M, we were going to do it right.
Well, do I have to have my legs tied together? That seems to kind of defeat the purpose.
Shackle your feet. There we go.
Freeze, that's better. That's better.
Go, go, go.
Or it'll get out of there.
That's much better.
How long do I have to hold this anyway?
Well, I'm just making these clouds into bushes.
Yeah, give me a good. Oh, I really got to capture my side like that.
Don't like it?
Well, I don't think my hamstrings are very much enjoying it.
Let's put you in a new pose.
Wait, you know what? I feel like it would be best if I just.
You know, that's a really good idea. Why don't you lay down on the couch? Would it be okay if I paint you like one of my French girls?
Whatever kind of girl you want to think of, man. Better, huh?
Have I mentioned I'm really proficient in stickman? Have fun with that one.
Have I mentioned I'm very efficient at stickman and playing Twister? So if you're going to be my babysitter, you're in for a fun time.
Okay, right hand rip. Let's go right into Twister then.
Are you dexterous, mister?
I'm very dexterous. Here, you spin the spinner.
Okay, I gotta do it with my nose.
You sure?
I like a challenge.
Okay. All right. Left foot green.
Left foot green. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Up. I saw you pick your hand up.
You're the worst babysitter ever. I hate you.
Hey, I didn't really have much of a choice.
Grease.
Choice. I actually had to sell you.
Why did you have to keep coming back into my life the past 18 years?
I want to get to know you.
You should have thought about that before you sold me for $10.
I was hungry. But they could feed you. You know, people gotta do what they gotta do. Don't you understand?
Yes, but I really don't want you in my life.
Freeze. I really don't want you in my life.
I really don't want you in my life anymore. Because this is just not working out.
It's because of the clown thing, isn't it?
Well, it was a great movie, but you dressed me up like it now.
I'm just trying to bring some joy and fear into the life of everybody I meet.
You gave all the children nightmares and they had to be institutionalized.
I was good, wasn't I? It's over show. Okay.
I was good, wasn't I? I was the best flea on this whole damn dog.
Yes, well, unfortunately, the great shower is coming. And we're going to need to sacrifice one of the fleas, and you've been voted off of the flea colony.
I survived the collar,
Yeah, the flea
the
colony.
shaving.
I remember the shaving, and then the rashing.
Oh, well, I leave the colony to you. It's in good hands. And, oh, by the way, head into the light.
production is a little thing we call the Mousetrap, directed by our So, it's been a while since we've had a murder mystery on the Theater 29 stage, and who better to deliver an Agatha Christie murder mystery than my wife? So come support her, come support us. A good number of the troupe are also in the cast as well. So we open on October 6th and run through the 22nd. Make your reservations now. You'll see the Baker's Dozen again on this stage on October 28th for our Halloween-themed show, Night of the Living Bread. So be prepared and come back to support us. It will be an entirely different show. So Baker's Dozen, let us take a bow. Thank you.